This video intended for educational purposes. Hey guys, it's Adam aka Swimmingbird, and welcome back for another Minecraft 1.7 snapshot. This is 13W43A, and today, along with a ton of tweaks, we've got two new species of trees that I will go into in a second here. But first, I wanted to show something that a lot of people are going to love. The boat controls are now back to using WASD, so I can move around. You kind of use the boat to steer to the side a little bit, but you can go forward and go back. You can even push S and hold it, and you'll just go backwards. See ya. So the boat controls are now much simpler here, and I can turn it around. And if you push control, you can even sprint in the boat and go faster and mow through lily pads until your boat inevitably breaks. So the boat is supposed to be able to mow through lily pads yet again, but of course, for whatever reason, it doesn't work. The boat seems a little like finicky and it breaks pretty easily still, but just the fact that it controls a lot better and you can sprint in it, I think is pretty cool. And hopefully they'll still work on the lily pad fix, but unfortunately it's still broken. So let's go into the new types of trees here, of which there are two. Now these might look kind of familiar if you've been paying attention to the 1.7 biome updates. So we have on the left here the Acacia Tree with the sapling right there. The colors remind me of Link from the original Legend of Zelda, this shade of like brown and green, and that is it right there. And then next to it is the roofed oak sapling, which looks very similar to the normal oak sapling. I can plop it right down next to it. There, it's a little darker and fatter, and it is the one that appears in the roofed forest. So you can get the Savanna acacia trees and the roofed forest roofed oak trees now by using saplings, and I can demonstrate by using some bone meal on this if you want to see them actually grow. Let me grab my bone meal. But this is kind of cool because before they were just basically made from jungle and spruce trees, and you couldn't actually get them to grow right, but now you can see there's the acacia. If you want to grow the roofed one, you need to put 4 in a pattern like you would with a giant jungle tree, and there you go, blam, get those big old fat trees. So they have a few different types of leaves too, and some different wood. You might have noticed that the acacia wood is a little different from the jungle. I'll put them side by side, and you can see that the jungle wood is slightly lighter, more kind of, you know, greenish, and the acacia is a little bit redder. So they are slightly different. Now the roofed wood, the oak roof wood, is the other name for this, and I'll put it next to one of these spruce because they are identical as far as I can tell right now. And the big thing for this though is that they have their own blocks and their own separate textures. The same goes for the leaves, because even though they're very similar, I think that in the future they probably are working on this and will change the textures, I hope, a little bit. Because if you look at the leaves, these are the oak leaves, these are the acacia leaves, and these are the oak roof leaves, and they are like identical. I think the new types might be slightly less, you know, green. They're a little lighter, but they have the exact same pattern. And I'm hoping, though, now that we have new blocks for acacia leaves and new blocks for oak roof leaves and wood and stuff, they might change these. The acacia looks fine. I think it's a little different looking from the jungle, but I'd like if they changed the oak maybe to be a different look to it, you know, the oak roof or whatever. But yeah, so they've got hopefully some work to do on these, but at least we have spots for different textures and blocks now that, you know, these trees have been implemented fully. And here's just a look at the different saplings next to each other if you want to see the differences there and the different leaves. So yeah, the new leaves are fairly similar to the old, but hopefully we will get some changes. You heard the jukebox here, and it should chime back in, because now if you leave a disc in a jukebox, it will continue to loop, which is pretty cool. It might be annoying if you have people around you playing music, noisy neighbors, but you can hear it just started again. It takes a little bit of a delay between, but it will loop. Some of the other things that they changed, you can see the pufferfish. He has a different texture now, so that's kind of cool. Cute little pufferfish there. On the other side of here, I've got maps. Now, if you have been paying attention to how the 1.7 map updates have been going, you know that you can spread a map over a complete item frame, but now, instead of the item frame disappearing, you can still see it behind it. So if I was to like remove this map, it's still, you know, the item frame is still there behind it. So the only problem with it looks a little better, I think, but the only problem with this is that maps that are transparent, such as this little glass map I made, don't have a invisibility behind them. They still have this item frame. So instead of making the item frame disappear and allow for kind of like transparent hidden stuff, the way they've updated this kind of messes that up. So unfortunately, I think we're losing a few of our cool map glitch features, but you know, they wanted to keep it in line. It didn't make sense that the item frame disappeared when you put a map on it, but yeah, it's a little unfortunate, but maybe that'll get changed in the future as well. And one really cool, on a chicken died, one cool feature of cauldrons that they added is that they do damage blazes now, I believe, and also if something gets lit on fire and it goes in a cauldron, it will be put out. So if I lit this chicken on fire, hopefully he'll run into a cauldron. I might have to try with another one. I can even do it with myself if we need to. Run in one. There we go. So he ran in the cauldron. You can see it drained a little water. So every time something that's on fire goes in a cauldron, it uses a little bit of the water, but it puts them out. And I can do this with me. It's a little tougher with players, I noticed, to get them to be put out. If I jump here and stand over this cauldron, there we go. I kind of fall in a little bit. It's hard to position yourself because it's such a small block to jump into, but it did put me out and it did drain some water. So if you're on fire and you don't have a pool of water, you can always have a cauldron handy to put yourself out. Animals don't seem to naturally jump in there, though. I had to force that chicken to kind of fall in. I had a pig run into fire and just run off into the woods and burn to death. So another command over here that we now have is set world spawn and set world spawn plus coordinates. So if I was to do this, I spawned somewhere in the forest there near wolves, but if I was to do set world spawn right here, this will be my new spawn, and so anyone who comes on even if they haven't played on a server before, you can change the spawn and they will spawn here, except if they have a bed, and that's their spawn. So it doesn't mess with bed spawns, but it's a very easy way now without having to use a map editor to change your spawn. Oh, there we go, and I should respawn right near, oh, I guess that's close enough. Yeah, I think it like spawned me on the closest ground because I was on top of a tree, but yeah, my spawn was far off, so I definitely changed it with that. It might be a little buggy, but there you go. So that is another command there. And some other things, so signs can now use a lot of different characters like Omega and Infinity and lots of different like pi and all these different symbols now, since they're adding more to what signs can have. And this oak sapling grew right up next to the, oh, they're cuddling. So yeah, they added more stuff to the signs. Spawn eggs originally, originally couldn't be used on water. Now they can be used on water, and they can be used on lava, I believe it says. So I can plop that. There we go. You can spawn stuff right into lava there. Kill all those chickens. So that's pretty much it. They fixed sounds changing. If you were to load a different version of Minecraft, your volume would go back up to max. That was annoying. They fixed that. And also, axes used to be able to break any slabs in adventure mode, but now they should just, I believe, just break what they should, like the wooden ones. So that is pretty much it this week. We've got these new types of trees, wood, leaves, all this stuff, and hopefully they continue to add that for different stuff in the future. I'd like to see a lot more types of wood and maybe make these a little different, because especially this, it's just identical to the spruce. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully we've got lots more of 1.7 to come. They gotta fix those boats. These lily pads are deadly. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like if you do enjoy these snapshot videos and you want to help me out. And I'll see you guys next time for some more 1.7 snapshots. Goodbye. Whoa! Got lava on my head. See you guys next time.